Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Friday, the final day of November. It's the 30th. Today is National Mason Jar Day, National Mississippi Day, National Moose Day, and that's Mousse. So it's like the dessert. National Meth Awareness Day, Computer Security Day, and Stay Home Because You're Well Day. So it's a good day to call in sick when you're really not sick. Also, I got a quote from Ayn Rand. It says, "The question isn't who's going to let me, it is who's going to stop me." I like that.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like that quote.
I like her. She's feisty.
Very feisty. Got a guest coming up later in the program that is also somewhat feisty. We've got Tia Mowry. Do you remember the show Sister Sister?
Vaguely. It was kind of beyond my teen years.
She was in that, many other movies and TV shows. She's got a new movie coming out called My Christmas Inn. We're going to chat with her about that in just a bit.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix.org.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? This is where I ask Heidi to tell me this real place that really exists. Which is it, Heidi? A golf course or a rehab center? Let's do this one. From Coral Gables, Florida, the Biltmore. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I'm going to say golf course.
The Biltmore is a golf course.
It sounded kind of pretentious, so I kind of...
sounds a little... Yes, lovey, let's go to the Biltmore and get in 9 holes. Thanks for listening. I don't know. It's probably a great place. I'm just being silly. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And this is your brain on drugs. State prosecutors say they seized some cocaine, some methamphetamines, and hundreds of prescription pills from a teacher at West Shore School District just hours before she was set to chaperone a field trip. This science teacher, Lisa Marzalek, from the New Cumberland School District, this is in Pennsylvania, she's charged with 2 counts of felony possession with intent to deliver, misdemeanor count of possession of drug paraphernalia. And it says here they began investigating her earlier in the month. They made some undercover buys of cocaine, this lady did, and Adderall at her home. So they she's been selling for a while apparently. And it says here they learned that she was taking several students on an overnight field trip in the coming days. That's when they said, "Hey, we gotta move in and get this done now." So 47-year-old woman released after posting a $50,000 bail. Wonder where that money came from.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, preliminary hearing scheduled, and it says here that she was immediately placed on administrative leave. That's not good. Thanks for listening. Well, that's good that she was, but it's not good that it even happened. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, Greg Kinnear has signed on to star alongside Keira Knightley in an upcoming film called Misbehavior. He's going to portray Bob Hope. I would never have thought of him to portray Bob Hope, but I hope they do a good job making him look like him. It's a story of how the newly founded women's liberation movement stormed the stage to disrupt a live broadcast of the 1970 Miss World contest. The show, with a worldwide audience of more than 100 million viewers, returned from the disruption to crown the first black winner in the history of the contest. And they're doing a movie now about that particular event. I think that's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. I've always liked Greg Kinnear. He seems like a nice guy. I reached out to his people for the Monday, what's it called? Movie Star Monday. They never got back to me. So Lena Dunham is in the news. She moved from Brooklyn to New York's West Village neighborhood. She says that she wanted to move away from the strollers of Brooklyn and get closer to older people shuffling around in the drugstores. I don't know what that means. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now, your scoop of the day brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. According to online retailers, Black Friday saw a 13% increase in sales from last year, and online sales on Saturday and Sunday were also up, and Cyber Monday sales may have set a new record. A new survey found Cyber Monday sales topped $7.8 billion when the final tally comes rolling in. That's a whole lot of dough. Now, if you go to a dog park and you shout the word Bella, chances are you'll have more than one pooch run your way.
Really?
Bella, according to Nextdoor.com, is the most popular dog name in the U.S. It also was in 2017 and in 2016. It's also top for dogs in New Zealand and Australia. It's been the most popular among dogs since 2009.
I don't know if I know anybody with a dog named Bella.
Stephanie Meyer's Twilight series had Bella Swan in that, and that is when that name started getting popular. So you know you're popular when people name their dogs after you. So, is that a compliment?
That's what you want to strive for right there.
People have two dogs, they name them John and Heidi. So, if you do that, please let us know. We'll send you some dog treats or something. A suspected car burglar ended up pinning himself when he jumped out of a rolling car during a police chase. This happened in Oregon. And then he was hit by the vehicle, the one that he jumped out of. 31-year-old suspect suffered a broken leg from this. So it's a bad idea to steal a vehicle. Even worse idea to jump from a moving vehicle that you stole and then let it run you over. That's a terrible idea. Japan's minister in charge of cybersecurity admitted that he's never used a computer. That doesn't seem like he's really the best guy for that job then, does it? That's a bad idea. So Japan's minister in charge of cybersecurity said he's never used a computer. That's just bizarre. Pet lovers are planning to spend about $52 on gifts for their pets this Christmas. I have to ask Heidi because she does all the Christmas gift shopping around here. How much do we spend on our dogs? Somewhere around $52?
Oh, gosh, nowhere near.
Way more than that? Way less
Way
than that?
less than
Okay.
that.
Then again, our dogs are kind of nutty. So they should each get a lump of coal. Pittsburgh woman facing
Don't
charges.
even spend that on the kids.
A Pittsburgh woman is facing charges after throwing several cans of SpaghettiOs at another woman's vehicle. I shouldn't laugh because this is not funny. It just for some reason tickles my funny bone. The victim said that she pulled into a building for a meeting, and a woman approaching her began throwing cans of SpaghettiOs at her vehicle.
Holy cow.
They say the victim's vehicle had a broken back window, multiple dents, and was smeared with red sauce and
What
pieces
on
of pasta.
earth?
I don't know if she took, quote, her parking space, or if this lady was just trying to discard some SpaghettiO cans. I have no idea what was going on. I have no clue. Another survey reveals the obvious. We are always looking at our phones. On average, Americans consumers now check their smartphones, on average, 52 times per day.
Wow.
Do you think you're above or below average?
I think I'm below.
I think I'm probably above average because I check my phone a lot. I don't have a watch anymore. See, got rid of the watch. I check that for the time. I sometimes even have to check for the day.
The date. Yeah,
Seriously.
I've had to look at my phone for the date.
I mean, not the date. I mean the day. I'm like,
I always know the day, but the date.
There was a time I
have.
was like halfway through the day. I'm like, is today Tuesday or Wednesday? What day is this? I had to look on my phone. Oh, yeah, it's Tuesday. Okay. I know what day it is now. I just get a little confused from time to time. And police were called out to a wedding reception in Russia after a stunt went wrong. A magician at this wedding reception handcuffed the couple together as part of a trick, but then couldn't get them unhooked. So they were handcuffed together for the majority of their wedding reception. And finally, the FDA has ordered food companies to remove 6 artificial flavors within the next 2 years. End of story. Wouldn't it be nice to know which 6?
It would be very nice to know.
I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find out. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Are you trying to find the perfect gift for someone with a good sense of humor? FunkyMonkeyShirts.com has a good selection of funny t-shirts and more. Some with Christmas themes. One that even replaces the ugly Christmas sweater for your next party. Find some silly shirts at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Also, learn how you can sell your own designs to make some extra Christmas cash. There's a link at the bottom of the page at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We have a special guest joining us right now, Tia Mowry. You may remember her from Sister Sister. She was on there with her twin sister, and she's got an awesome program called My Christmas Inn that is out right now. Let's first of all say hello to Tia. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're super excited to have you on the program. Now, let's talk about the movie The Christmas Inn. It just premiered on the 21st, but it's going to be replaying multiple times on Lifetime between now and Christmas, so people will have a chance to see it. Let's talk about this movie and your role in the movie.
Yeah, so I play, again, you said it's a movie on Lifetime called My Christmas Inn. So I play Jim Taylor, and my character, she's kind of very type A, and she's working towards this big promotion at a ad agency where I work in San Francisco. This is something that she's been wanting all her life, but my life ends up getting this kind of unexpectedly, it's kind of turned upside down, should I say.
Nice.
When I find out that I inherit a cozy inn in Alaska from my aunt. Now, you know, the last thing that I want to do is go to Alaska. I'm, you know, wanting to be in San Francisco for this promotion. But anyway, I go down, I inspect the property, and my goal is basically just to get in, get out, to sell the inn. But I end up meeting, you know, the attorney who's helping me with all of this, and the character's name is Steve, played by Rob, who's incredible. We had so much fun shooting this movie. And so anyway, I'm basically, I find out that there's something very magical about this small town and just the people in it. And, you know, I'm not going to tell you the rest because I want you guys to watch the movie. But yeah, it's an amazing, fun, festive, feel-good movie, which I think why so many people love watching these movies during the holidays, because it's really nice and warm and cozy and full of love and surprises.
Well, and the thing that's neat, whether you come from a big city or from a small town, when you watch a movie like this where it's kind of contrasting the two, you know, the hustle and the bustle, and you've got the big promotion coming and all the, you know, the work things, and then you get to go see this kind of the exact polar opposite. And when I say polar opposite, I didn't mean that as a pole joke, but it kind of worked that way. It's kind of the polar opposite when you get to this, you know, kind of sleepy, quiet, little relaxing town. Now, you yourself, Tia, do you like big city living, or are you more of a small town person?
You know what? It's funny that you say that, because I think for me it's all about a balance. I do like the hustle and bustle at times. So when I'm, you know, in the mood, when, you know, I live in Los Angeles and, you know, I travel to New York a lot, and there are some qualities to, you know, the big city that, or the big cities, should I say, that I enjoy. But then there are times when I want to leave that and just, you know, wind down, and I become a hermit. And I literally just, you know, stay home, and I stay in my house and just cook, and I become very domestic. So I like both. It's just kind of finding that balance for me. Too much of anything is not good for me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Again, our guest today, Tia Mowry, and she's got a new movie that's out right now on Lifetime. It's called My Christmas Inn. Now, let's talk a little bit about how things got started. When you were just a kid, you and your sister had this program called Sister Sister. What was it like to have that amazing amount of success at such a young age?
Oh, my gosh. You know, first, I'm so grateful to have experienced such a wonderful journey as a young, you know, child, and being an actor. As we know, sometimes young actors, they really don't make a smooth or easy transition into, adulthood and, continue on with their careers. So I'm very, very grateful to have made that transition. But I had such a wonderful experience working with Jackie and Tim, who actually have an appearance in this movie. They've taught me a lot. And I give a lot of credit to them in regards to my career. I learned everything that I know now from them, and I just feel very blessed to be able to have worked with, some incredible actors who, in my opinion, are veterans in this business, who took the time and had the patience to teach my sister and myself the ropes of acting, the good and the bad. They told us about the pitfalls. They told us that this is not going to last forever. Make sure you find something that you're passionate about, and don't put all of your eggs in one basket. So, it was an amazing experience, and then also having my sister go through that journey with me, I think that's also helped. But I have such great memories, and I will keep them with me forever.
Well, I appreciate taking some time to chat with us about not only your career, but also about your new movie. We're going to throw a link in our show notes to make it easy to find that. And also, this young lady we've been talking to has a couple of books out as well. We're going to throw some links to those to make it easy to find them as well. Tia, thank you so much for taking the time to chat.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much for having me. And, again, I hope you guys enjoy My Christmas Inn during the holidays. And thanks.
Well, again, the movie is called My Christmas Inn. It's on Lifetime television right now. It'll be on multiple times between now and Christmas, so be sure to look for it. Thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers, or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Hunting unicorns is legal in Michigan. Lake Superior State University in Michigan offers a unicorn hunting license that you can purchase as well.
What?
So, unsurprisingly, the chief herald of the unicorn hunters was once quoted saying, "The pursuit of the unicorn is a lonely quest." That is a very fun fact. So I wonder if we could do that around here. Start selling unicorn hunting
It
licenses.
should be legal to hunt unicorns everywhere. There's no such thing.
I don't know. That's a bizarre story. Thanks for listening to another fun fact.
FreshPatch.com is making dogs like me happy. They send out real grass pads for us to use indoors. Now when it's cold outside, I can go inside. And when I've used up the real grass patch, the mailman brings me a new Fresh Patch. It's the best idea since doggy treats. Convince your mommy to try it today. I suggest you try Puppy Dog Eyes. FreshPatch.com. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, and today's word is maquillage. Maquillage. What do you think maquillage is? Maquillage. Maquillage.
I have no idea.
It's something that you wear that I don't wear. Maquillage.
A bra?
No. How do you know I don't wear a bra? Just kidding. We're married. She would know. Makeup or cosmetics. Maquillage.
Okay.
Makeup or cosmetics. It's a French thing. So, and it's also a way to apply the makeup is the maquillage. So there you go. Today's grandiloquent word. Maquillage.
Want to honor a veteran? Consider giving to Veterans Tickets Foundation, a national nonprofit who supports our currently serving military, veterans, and family members of those we've lost in action by providing them with free tickets to sporting events, concerts, performing arts, and family activities. VetTix is dedicated to giving back to those who gave us so much. Learn how you can help at vettix.org. VetTix.org.
Time now for some weird news for you. On a Friday, a man has been arrested after he allegedly tried to burn down a traffic camera twice in one night. This happened in Australia. Speed camera was smashed and set alight at about 12:20 a.m. Fire crews were called to the scene. They got the fire put out. And then about 3 hours later, it was on fire again. Witnesses reported seeing a man throwing flaming underwear at the device. What in the world? Just when you thought the story couldn't get any more bizarre. 40-year-old Renalia man was arrested at the scene, charged with 2 counts of arson. They say at a closer inspection, it was not underwear. It was socks. I mean, you'd have to be crazy to throw flaming underwear. But anybody would throw flaming socks.
Did it catch him speeding or something, and he was trying to destroy the evidence?
The man's vehicle was seized for forensic examination. He's expected in court. It doesn't say in the story, but I'm assuming that he thought he could burn up the evidence. That's not a good plan. Those are probably connected to the internet, and that stuff is stored off-site, most likely. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but I know you don't do this. You don't try to burn them down with flaming underwear or socks. Bad plan.
It's going to be way more expensive than your fine.
Much more. That'll land you right here in the Weird News. Now today's Moment of Duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. High-end hotels in China, run by international chains Marriott, Hilton, and Hyatt, have issued apologies after a video went viral showing unhygienic practices. This is, by the way, it's in China, so I'm hoping this doesn't happen everywhere. But there was a cleaner that was using the same sponge to wipe down drinking glasses after cleaning the toilet with the same sponge.
Oh.
It's an 11-minute hidden camera video showing them wiping down sinks and using the same towel that they did the toilet for the sink and many other things. Anyway, it's kind of yuck. If you want to see it, I've got a link to the story that's got all the details. But
I never use the glasses in a
Nor do
hotel
I.
for that reason, unless they're like wrapped in plastic and sealed.
Yeah,
Those plastic things. I don't use those glasses.
The hotels have issued apologies. And they have said that that this is not common practice. This was this person. It wasn't their. It's not what they've instructed them to do.
That's so nasty.
I have a feeling that person no longer works for that hotel. But that person certainly landed right here in today's Moment of Duh.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Time now for Fake News or Florida. This is where I read a story to Heidi, and then she has to guess. Is it fake news? Something that, we made up just to amuse us? Or did this really happen in the great state of Florida?
All right, let's do it.
So you have to tell me, Heidi. Do you want to guess before I even read the story? Do you think you already know?
No, we'll see.
All right. Fake news or Florida? Police in Key West seized a Cookie Monster doll that contained 300 grams of cocaine. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
It is a true story from Florida. How did you know that?
Sadly.
How did you know that?
I've heard stories of people smuggling drugs with child's stuffed animals.
I had a stuffed animal confiscated from me when I was a child, but it didn't have drugs in it. We threw it in the street and let cars run it over, and a police officer ran it over and then came back and took it from us. He shined his light on us, and then he yanked it off the rope. We had it on a rope. We were pulling it in. We were weird kids. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of Odiva, the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. Here's the headline. Engineers fly first ever plane with no moving parts. It was inspired by Star Trek.
We just talked about this plane with no moving parts.
Yes, I hope this is the right one. It says here, since the first airplane took flight over 100 years ago, virtually every aircraft in the sky has flown with the help of moving parts, like propellers, turbine blades, and fans, which are powered by the combustion of fossil fuels, or battery packs that produce a persistent whining buzz. Engineers at MIT have built and flown the first ever plane with no moving parts. Instead, the light aircraft is powered by ionic wind, a silent but mighty flow of ions produced aboard the plane that generate enough thrust to propel the plane over a sustained, steady flight. Unlike turbine-powered planes, the aircraft does not depend on fossil fuels to fly. Unlike propeller-driven drones, the new design is completely silent. This is, I think, feels like we're in the future right here, doesn't it?
Sounds like it.
And again, this is something that was inspired by the movie and television series Star Trek. So there's several movies and a couple of different television series. This young man says that he watched that avidly as a kid. He was particularly drawn to the futuristic shuttlecrafts that effortlessly skimmed through the air with seemingly no moving parts and hardly any noise or exhaust. So he thought, I wonder if we could do that. And now he has. How cool is that?
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I watched this thing called Back to the Future 2, and they said we'd have flying cars by now. So I've been inspired to invent one. I keep ramping my car. Still doesn't fly. I haven't really ramped my car. I do wonder when our flying cars will be here, though. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. If you want to read about this really cool thing, I've got a link to it in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.